A very good morning once again. Thank you for staying with us right here on Morning at NTV. On this conversation, we are going to be talking about artist managers and why they have been embroiled in so many scandals. But before we get into that, we also have Miss Nakimera. She's been very, very kind to join us right here on Morning at NTV. Remember, recently, she made a switch from Afro-pop all the way to gospel music. So she's going to acquaint us with some of the reasons why she chose to make that that major gospel switch. A very good morning, Miss Nakimera. Thank you for coming.
Good morning.
Good to see you. You look absolutely great.
Thank you.
Good morning, Kagwa.
Good morning.
Hi.
So tell me, how has life been for you, first of all, and
Yes.
why did you make that major switch from Afro-pop to gospel music?
Well, I felt like I had to because it was a question of how do I survive this? It was a life choice. I had to give my life to Christ to be here, to be sitting here with you. So I'm very proud to be a born-again Christian, and I love Jesus with all my heart.
So what are the events that preceded to that event where you decided I'm going to become a born-again Christian?
Well, I'm very open about it, but it's most times a taboo. People don't want to talk about it, but it is something called a spiritual attack that led me to that. Muruganda bachita Eddogo.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that led me to this journey and led me to see really the power of God and how amazing just the name Jesus is. So that's how I transitioned, and that's why I'm here. I'm glad to be here.
Amazing. How is life now, and how is the music?
It's fabulous. My life is fabulous. My life is full. I've never been better. That's to tell you. You can see the glow.
I see the glow. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So any future projects you're working on right now that we should anticipate from Grace Nakimera, be it gospel music?
I do a lot of stuff, actually. I'm doing a lot of interesting things. We are building homes for the needy.
Wow.
We are doing, this is actually our second home, 2020 in Namgongo Mkere.
Philanthropy, I like that.
Yes, the first one was in Iganga. So a lot of foundation work, charity work. And I'm also part of a journey for street pastors. We gathered them together and we are preaching the gospel, and it is serious.
You preach?
Myself?
Yeah.
Not the nimuyimbi, so nkubaraga nga nyimba.
But we have seen some artists make that major switch from secular music all the way to gospel music, and then quickly come back to secular music. And the reason is gospel music is tatunda.
I know.
Tell us about that. How have you managed to stay so calm?
I've managed to stay calm because God is taking very good care of me. I can't complain. So I'm actually doing better than I was before. So to stand here and say that I'm serving God, ooh, that is pride in itself, like so abamondo zabaduka because they're scared I'm sorted.
Oh, they do it because of props.
Maybe they're trying to disorganize some people somewhere, and it's like a ninja stand. And then I don't know, just jokes.
Yeah. And indeed, right here on the show, me and Kagwa were actually adjourning to talk about the issue of artist managers actually stealing a lot of money from the artists they are managing. The issue of Jeff Chiwa and Radio and Wiz before he died. You remember it was in the news so many times. Yes. What do you think this keeps on popping up? These managers siphoning a lot of money from their artists. And also another issue is a manager will come to Grace Nakimera. See, Grace is a very, very good Afro-pop artist. But then this manager will be like, Grace is a gospel artist. So let's switch. But then you still want to be an Afro-pop artist. What do you make of such managers?
Well, I feel like it's advice as well that I can give artists, I feel like some people or some artists want to go at a pace that is very quick. And then they are taken on this race that they're not even sure where they're going or what the business is really about. It's okay to grow, and if you don't, if you have to work yourself and work hard, and you don't have to, in a way, get a hit right away, and you just have to work through the raffles, understand the industry, or collect. I'm a person that has managed myself for quite a long time, so I don't have a manager or somebody running me. I run this, whatever this is. So it's like people are painted a certain way and then dropped like or
Oh my
and
goodness.
it's sad. It's really sad because it's taken away their very many years and their good music and their awesome time, and after that time they're naked.
And
Amazing.
above it all, the creativity. I think one of the most dangerous things is that many people get into this whole business. Okay, people do not want to actually say that singing is a business or art is a business, but it's actually a business.
Indeed.
Most of the people get into this business without actually understanding themselves that much. And when you do not understand yourself, anyone who comes and pretends to manage you will easily change you to what they want you to sound like, because that's what they know how to manage. Yet, a manager must come on board when he appreciates what you are doing at the moment without intending to change it.
Yes.
And want to turn what you're doing into business.
And it can and can actually kill you as an artist, because you're telling me to do something that I'm not accustomed to. So I cannot ensure consistency in the style that you want me to sing in. Would you agree, Miss Grace Nakimera?
No, the biggest actually, I think it's about learning. If a manager has an ear, you should be open. Sometimes that openness helps you grow as an artist. We should, as artists, you should be open to anything. If one day I want to sing raga or reggae or whatever, I should be open to all these styles and whatever whatever that is. But the issue here, my main issue is the fact that you are a star, and then you don't own anything.
Indeed.
You are a star that's going to end up on the streets,
Amazing.
jobless.
When you talk about that,
that is the most scary thing.
do artists, it's something that we keep discussing almost very many times, but do artists read the contracts they are given before they sign them?
No, most times it's about a song, it's about a hit, it's about kanchikube. It's not about learning.
So these artists don't even promote themselves after the hit. They first wait for a hit song and then they start, disseminating the information and then looking for a manager. Yet they should have done this from the very beginning.
The artist, okay, this.
You're getting your now.
I just need to know, when you're doing Afropop, did you have a manager?
Yes, I had a manager, but I was my boss. There's a difference. And then having a manager who is your boss, meaning you can get a salary and that's it. With my situation, I paid the manager. Do you understand? Now, that's what a musician or an artist should do.
So we are going to be talking about artists who also employ their own siblings as their own managers.
Yeah,
the pros and cons in that. But then, first of all, Grace Nakimera, you hinted on a very, very, very crucial issue. We are talking about giving back to the community, and you're doing just that. We showed you a clip right there of Miss Uganda, North America, and Miss Oregon, who are actually doing something to help indigent girls and boys in North America and Uganda as a whole. So you're also running a charity. We want to know more about that charity. Please compound on that.
My charity organization is called Feed the Streets Foundation. It's a story that kind of reflects on me as a child growing up. It was really hard. At 13, I didn't have a very good background. And that for me was like, growing up, I have to do something like this to give back. When I make it, when like, come on,
so tell us more about that charity. So interested.
The charity is right now our main house is in Iganga, Nakalama district.
Okay.
It's a beautiful house. We have about 36 children in Iganga.
Really?
Yes, 22 are in school. And we have Mokono. We have 18 children in Mokono. 16 are in school, and we have 8 now, and 6 are in school. So most of them are toddlers. So these are children that we help. How do we help them? We start with a simple meal, because we go to communities and start with a simple meal. We sit down and then discover who needs more help in wherever we've gone. And those are the people that we concentrate on. And that's how we find our people. So after that meal, we get to know these people and get to help them out. Most people are about to end up on the streets of Kampala. So we come in, and this is when we come in. We provide homes. This is going to be our second home, and I'm so proud of that.
And we are so proud of
Really?
you. It's a great initiative. I'm telling you, so many people are wallowing in self-pity on the streets and they have nowhere to go. But then Grace Nakimera has taken it upon herself to actually do something in that regard. Many people, experts, have come up with so many initiatives. Maybe let's round up all these street children. Government should create maybe an institution or a center where we can put them, educate them, maybe release them after university. What do you make of that? Because Grace is doing her part, but it's not enough. There's some other people who are suffering. So
there's more.
do you think it's viable?
I pray for something better for these kids, because you'll find a child on the streets. You'll find a child that has not eaten for days. You'll find stories that will break your heart. And of course, I can only do what I can, Ochiraba, because I'm also not like the richest woman. I'm just trying with the little that I have to make ends meet and just make these children be okay. Nayenga, I just hope that as Ugandans, we look around our communities and help instead of throwing away food, guys. Before you throw away food, there's somebody that needs that food. Before you throw away a shirt, look around your community. There are people there that you can help and you will change their lives. You will never,
even the food you throw away ferments into methanol, which is very dangerous, then carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. So let's just leave it at that. Now, Ms. Grace Nakimera, so many indigent children out there, you would agree with me that they are so talented. Very talented, but they do not have a platform in that regard. Now, as you do your charity-based education vis-a-vis health, are you also looking at expounding on the talents of these young people?
Yes, I have a few musicians.
Yes.
Ooh, I have a music. I'm very proud of my kids. Okay, I'm excited. Let me calm down.
You should be. Go ahead.
I have a few musicians in my foundation, and the girls have the sweetest voices. So we are planning to go for a studio session and record something. We're gonna do it, kabisa.
And you see, the funny thing is that in this country, very few people have paid attention to growing art or people's talents.
Yeah.
So it's quite amazing that it's one of the things you're looking at.
Okay, let's revert to the main topic, which is artist managers. Now, some artists are choosing their own siblings to be my manager. What do you make of that? Is it a good strategy at the end of the day? And what are they so afraid of to get professional people?
I don't know about, maybe their sisters or their brothers are professional, or they're just trying to find people they trust. In this business, you
or people who want boss them
or people
around.
or people who will tell them the truth.
So
I feel like many are just looking for people they can easily boss around.
You think so?
Like, let's face it, we have very many artists that have managers they're actually managing.
It's the artist managing.
Like the artist is actually managing his manager.
Nice.
Like you will call the manager and he won't know where the artist is.
Really?
Yes.
Then that's unprofessional. Like the manager should know.
So what should be the ideal function of a manager in that regard, as far as music is concerned?
In Uganda, things are still very tight. You have to understand the politics very well.
How should the manager act? What should be the requisite role of a manager in this industry?
The manager should be ready to push the brand, to make a beautiful brand, to make you vavavum.
I could actually add, like, at one point the manager is to push. There is that time when you're just coming out, when the manager's role is basically to push you. And then there is that time when people will say Grace Nakimera and everyone knows who you are.
Exactly.
At that time, the manager has more roles than pushing. I will expect the manager to at least exploit your brand, get you endorsements,
things like that.
Get you better gigs. If you've exploited the ones in Uganda, like, okay, how do I get you on a gig in South Africa?
Exactly.
Managers' roles keep expanding the more the brand becomes bigger.
True.
And there is a time where you have to do a lot of brand management.
Yeah.
Like, I know a manager who is always throwing very, very nasty language on social media, like on behalf of the artist. I think he at times forgets that he's running the artist's account, and then he just throws his own language. It's
that's
actually this one also started out as a fan, a very big fan of the artist, and then got a chance to get close to the artist, and then before that, his manager.
Okay.
And another issue,
Sad.
Grace
Sorry.
Nachimera, when you try to book these artists, they will always refer you to the manager.
Yeah.
Every time. When you try to book an interview, they'll always say, no, 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 talk to the manager. If there's a controversy on this artist that should be ironed out in the interim or shortest time, they'll refer you to the manager. But when it comes to the success, they'll be like, no, it's all me.
That's
It's all me, it's
the
all me,
thing,
I
that's
did this, I
Uganda.
put in the work. Now, when it comes
I
to the
love it.
failures, if the project fails, the manager is
That's
to
the
blame.
thing, yeah.
Tell us about those dynamics.
And Kachomani, when you do these things, we know you understand, like somebody has to take the NEDA managers know that, like, you know, they're standing in the space where you're not standing. If you go and have a fight somewhere, the manager will be like, oh no, we're going to sort it out. So that's what they're supposed to do. That's the job.
And I actually know very many managers, like my background as a journalist, I know very many managers that will call you. They will call very many people early in the morning because they know their artists fought in a bar.
Yeah.
And they are trying to create a rapport, like at
Yeah.
least to make sure that this doesn't come out. It happens very many times.
So what are the quick solutions as we wrap up?
Well, I feel like artists should run their thing. The most dangerous thing is to have a manager that's your boss, that's paying you. And then after you're popular, after a few years down the road, you're broke. That's sad.
I know the dangers of that, but
That is very sad.
that usually comes to a fact that maybe there was no contract at the beginning or the contract wasn't understood by the two parties at the beginning, which is usually the case in Uganda. But personally, I think everyone needs a manager, regardless of how
Yeah, they
big
do.
they are.
They
Everyone
do.
needs
That's
a
true.
manager. There should be an understanding of how much the manager is going to get and how much the
You're
artist
gonna
is going to get.
Yeah.
But do you both agree that these artists shouldn't wait for a hit song before they start pushing themselves?
I think pushing them
Like, but on social media,
People
even
should-
if you're just starting like a hit to Kalina, yeah?
That's
Start
true.
pushing
That's
yourself.
true.
By the time you have a hit, we know you.
You brand
You're not
yourself from
starting
the
from
beginning.
scratch.
You get an audience, at least, even if you have 20 people that really, really appreciate
Yes.
you.
Those
Yeah.
people will push
Those
you.
people will push you.
Okay, let's leave that conversation at that note. Thank you very much, Andrew Kagwa, Arts and Culture journalist right there at the Daily Monitor, and also Grace Nachimera, a veteran Grace Nachimera. She made time to actually speak to us right here on the show. Many thanks for having made the time to speak to us. I hope you make time to come back again and speak to us.
Definitely.
Well, that's it for Morning at NTV this edition. But before we wrap up, I'm going to just read out some of your messages, maybe 2 or 3. I have Jackie Susie Macklin, who says, happy birthday to my son, Tumosime Kamau Victor. Blessings, favor, and long life, all I wish for you, my son. Sharima Karima is saying, happy birthday, my firstborn, Makombi Abdurrahim. So many happy and wonderful filled times ahead for you. Congratulations. And lastly, Nasali Kevin, happy birthday to me. 40, please don't forget to mention me on my well, we've mentioned you on Morning at NTV. Hope that does it for you. Well, the show has come to an end. Many thanks for having made the time. My name is Romeo Busiku. We shall interface on Monday. Yes, good day, blessed day.